want the pattern? In the description. Pattern in the description. Please, Mikey, more advanced patterns. Okay. So I went on a search and I found a fun one. Yes, this one is a tough one. This one is a doozy. It is an expert level. So even if you just do a rectangle that I'm about to show you, you can say, yes, see, I can do an expert level. I'm going to take you step by step. This is called the brocade throw. Brocade, I almost can't say it, is a term for woven fabric. This particular pattern has the circles woven into each other, like linking. Ooh, really amazing. And if you can do this, you are going to be awesome. And if you can't, how rude is that, right? So we're going to have fun. We're going to go down to my desk. You want to come? Come on. You know you want to. Come on. Hi, I'm Mikey from the Crochet Crowd, and thank you so much for joining our channel today. I'm here to inspire you and create magic with your crochet hook. Are you ready to play?
Oh yeah, sounds good.
This is so naughty. Only use one eye. Save yourself from turning into a stone because this pattern is amazing. And this is the brocade throw. And I was looking at this photo. I'm like, what is exactly going on? So I had to open the pattern, of course. And what I didn't realize until I opened it, and that's when I got really excited. Now you're attacking. And the designer has put together different combinations on what this can look like in different colors. Christmas, spring, fall. I don't know, I'm just naming it as they go. If you like your neutrals, you like a bit of purple, if you want to be creative, you can do that. I'm going to do mine in the blue tones. And so I decided to go on this journey. I learned a lot through this. There is a lot of instructions, but guess who's going to help you? Yours truly. And we're going to break this down. Now I do recommend, I tried a different size hook, but I do recommend what they're suggesting, the 6.5mm size K crochet hook. Using Red Heart Super Saver, you can have all the different color choices, and they have different color sequences in order to make this work. And I think it's a pretty cool idea. So you can take a look at here. They've given the color breakdowns for anything that you would like to do. And I think it's going to be a great day today. I also want to demonstrate something for you in just a second. One thing I want to call your attention to, do you see how it's straight here, this oval, and then this one's kind of offset a little bit, and then this one's kind of offset in the other direction? I figured out why that's happening is that they're having us start on the edge, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the instruction when we get there to ensure that this stays equally in balance. And so I'm going to be demonstrating that when we get to that particular point, so that we can always end up with a nice straight section. So even if you like it on a side like that, that's up to you, but there's ways to get around that. So I did mine kind of in a Christmassy tone. Let me just show you what I did. There's going to be a lot of yarn tails for this particular bad boy. Be aware of that, and once you understand the process of how this is done, it's actually not as hard as it looks. It's just there are a lot of weaving and tails. So I will give that an advanced level for weaving tails. Now here's kind of a Christmas tone. I didn't actually like it in the end as far as the toning. I just felt like I may have chosen the wrong color of the green. I was looking for more of a deep green. So you will have yarn tails if that's scaring you. Yes, it's you know, I was being bad, so send me to my room, but before you do, let me grab some yarn to take with me. So what I did is that I just followed this, and once I understood how this is all linking together, do you see we're going to start with the center, and then this links in. So you do one and then the other. And do you see this? They're linking too. All of these white pieces are individuals. So I was thinking to myself, like, you could actually have like Christmas colors of Christmas lights. So you know, each one of these being a different color because they're all individual. That's why there's so many tails. So that was actually really quite exciting. These are also done individually, so you could have different colors in the corners if you want to. And I think it's a pretty cool pattern, and it's easy to remember once you get moving on this thing too. Okay, enough chitter chatter. Let's get at her. Let's do this. Yeah. So we're going to start right here on page number 1. It's the motif. It's the center hexagon. So in this sample here, it is the very center here, just this piece, and then we're going to come along in the next part and we're going to do the 2 side panels, and they're going to be done individually from each other. So we're going to start right here. Let's begin. So let's get at her. I had a cup of tea, so I'm kind of hyper on the caffeine, just so you know. I bet you could tell. So you're going to chain 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And let me just lean you over a little bit more this way. And I want you then to begin, and we're going to go and do round number 1. So before we do it, let's just link this. So we're gonna just attach it to the first one to create a center circle, and we're gonna yarn over and pull through. This is the very center. So when we start then doing the rest of it, I want you to lay the straggler down on the center of it so that it gets trapped underneath. Let's begin round number 1. So you have to make a decision right here. In these little circles you have to decide whether you're going to chain 1 and go around with single crochet, or just immediately single crochet. Whatever you decide to do right now is going to be the rule for life, okay, for this particular pattern. For myself, I decided to chain 1 and then I went 6 single crochets into the center. So you can either do 6 single crochets in the center or chain 1 and do 6 single crochets. So let's count those out together. So go right up over top of the straggler so you don't have to sew that in. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And what I'm doing right now is like a standard throughout this whole pattern, you'll notice. So once you have that done, you're going to link it to the first one. So just count 6 back if you don't know which one it is. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So slip stitch to the first one, which is the 6th one back, and if you went over top of the straggler, congratulations, you don't need to weave that in. I get the giggles today. So that is first round, and let's move on to round number 2. Round number 2, we're going to chain 3, which counts as the first double crochet. You're going to notice that in this pattern. Now the very first one that it's attached to is your first stitch here, and I need you to apply 2 more double crochets in there. So with the first chain 3 and these 2, that gives you a total count of 3 double crochets total. To move on to the next one, before you do, you need to chain 3. That's the corner, and right in here you are going to apply 3 more double crochets. So essentially every one of the 6 single crochets are going to get 3 double crochets this round, and there will be chain 3s that separate them. Okay, so chain 3, next one, 3 double crochets. So please do that all the way around. I will be back in just a moment. When you come all the way around, you should be able to see 6 sets of these 3 double crochets. So you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Before you finish, chain 3 and attach it to the top of the first chain 3. Now we're gonna get Scooby snacks today. So what I want you to do is we're gonna weave in our ends as we go. I strongly recommend it because when you see that final sample with all the strands there, you probably either quit this video already which so you're not hearing me right now, but I'd strongly recommend that you weave in it as you go. And I'm just gonna demonstrate it once. So I'm just putting it through a tapestry needle, turning it to the back side, and when you weave stuff like this in, make sure you split fibers. So just don't go between stitches because things fall out. So you see how I'm splitting things, right? So you're coming in, and when you pull on it, don't change the shape of your hexagon. And so you come in and do it through once, split your fibers. You even can split the fiber of the strand that took you over there too. That'll help keep that in too. And then a third time is a charm. So anytime you have to weave in your ends, that's the way what I would do. And you're good to go. So we now get a Scooby snack because we are now good little crocheters, and we now have our first hexagon, which is the center component of that. We're gonna keep this close because we're going to move on to the 2 side petals next. Now I know this is an ugly sample because I'm not too happy with it myself, but what we want to do is now build the 2 side petals. So we're gonna do the first side and then second side. So we have to do these individually from each other. This means that this color, these can be completely different colors. So you can have a different color for either of them. Let's begin the first one. So here in the sample, do you see how it's woven in like this? I actually wove it differently from what the original showed. It's actually backwards. Here's the thing. whatever you decide right now and how you're gonna do it, that's gonna be the law. So even though I did it backwards the first time, I realized that, and so I started doing backwards for the rest of it in order to keep the consistent look. So I will show it the way that the pattern is suggesting, and that is going to matter. So what I want you to do is that I want you just to put this down, and we want to go in to a side piece. Okay, just like here. So just look at it from that point of view, and let's grab our yarn and begin. So you need to chain 4. So you're gonna go 1, 2, 3, and 4. And what I need you to do is that I need you to take the tail end and I need you to put it through one of the corner holes and take the tail all the way through. And when you join it to the 4th one, you are going to join with the slip stitch. So now that is now permanently into position. Okay, and now we're going to begin our first round of the first petals here. So at this point, remember what I told you. So if you decided to chain 1 and do your single crochets, then that's what you're gonna do. But if you decided to avoid the chain 1 and just do 6 single crochets, do it that way. So I decided to chain 1, and this here is just looped around this. So this, you can completely rotate this thing. So in the center of this one here, I want to apply my 6 single crochets. If I go right up over top of the straggler, I can hide that in. So I have 1 and 2, 3, 4, and if you're running out of space, just rotate it around because you can put it in like that, right? So I did 4, 5, and 6. And then just count it back if you can't see where the first one is, but just get used to it. So just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So there's the 6th one right there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So just connect it there. And if you went over top of the straggler, I'd recommend just grab your scissors and cut that out now so it's gone. And let's begin the second row here, and the second row is going to finish the center piece off, at least on this side. So what I want you to look at, do you see how this is 3 double crochets, chain 3, 3 double crochets, chain 3, and 3 double crochets? That's exactly what we're doing. We're only doing half of what you did already, but here's the trick. You are going to start off and you need to do a total of chain 2, 1 and 2, because the third chain that you would have done is going to come here. Okay, so just kind of come here and slip stitch it into this space. And when you slip it, that's considered like the third part of the chain 3. And in the same one that that's coming out of, right there, you want to apply 2 more double crochets. So by doing it the first way, that's considered 1 double crochet, this is 2, and this is 3. It's linked in. Then you're going to chain 3, and in the very next stitch 3 double crochet. And then you're going to chain 3 and watch how you finish the final one. So in the next stitch you're going to only apply 2 double crochets to start. They're going to be completely done, and the third double crochet you're going to start it. So yarn over and going in, pulling through, pull through 2 and hold, but when you pull through the final 2, go into here first. So it's the next stitch after, or it's the next gap after, and you're just gonna go right in and you're gonna yarn over and pull through the final 2, and now they just linked. This is the end of the story. So you're going to finish this yarn off, grab your tail end. So what I need you to do is just link it over and pull through, tighten, turn it to the back, and use your tapestry needle to hide, and that will be the first side of the 2 sides of the petal. So have I lost you yet, or we're gonna keep on going? Of course we're gonna keep on going. Okay, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna take this and we're gonna flip it completely the other way. So we're just gonna turn. I'm just gonna use the same color yarn that I just played with, and you're gonna restart. So this is the second part. So now we're going to chain 4. So 1, 2, 3 and 4, and through the tip of, see how it's linked here, you want the exact opposite side. So you just take the tail end through and then attach it with the slip stitch. Okay, so you decided what you wanted to do. I'm gonna chain 1 and I'm gonna put 6 single crochets in that. So we have 1, go right up over top the straggler, save yourself some pain. So this is 3, 4, and when you're running out of space, just kind of slide it through the hole so you can get more to it. So it's 4, 5 and 6, and if you're not sure which one is the 6, just count it back. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it's right there. Okay, and then take that straggler out right now before you lose your mind. I might be speaking for myself. So turning it back over to the front side of the work, now you're going to link into here and you're gonna finish linking here. So to start, you're going to chain 2, and the third one will be slip stitched around this empty space here, and that's would be considered the third chain. And in the same one that you come out of for that is going to be 2 more double crochet, and then chain 3. This is exactly what you did on the other side. Go to the next one, 3 double crochet, and then chain 3, and then remember that when you finish it off, you're gonna put only 2 into there to the next stitch that's available to you. So 1 and 2, and the third one is going to link. So start your double crochet, pull through 2 and hold. You got 2, just go into this next space up here and through and through. Okay, so you will see that it's linked again. So now I want you to get rid of this tail, use your tapestry needle, and now the center piece of your motif has been completed, and now it gets a bit easier from this point. So let's continue, and I'm gonna get rid of this tail first. So we're now going to start, and we're going to do the full revolution to get around these 3 pieces that are already connected. So using a spare piece of yarn that you have, or whatever you have that you're working with, create a slip knot, and where you're going to start is on the lower piece right here. Okay, so let's create a slip knot and create on the lower, and let's begin. I'm just going in, and I would attach with a standing single crochet to make it look nicer. So just grab the yarn, pull through, and now you have 2 loops, and yarn over, pull through the 2, and that's a standing single crochet. So let's continue. So right where we are, I want you to slide it down, and this is considered a corner. So you need to apply 3 more single crochets into that corner. Go right up over top of the straggler to hide that. So just going in and do 1, 2 and 3. So with the one that you started with plus those 3, it gives you the number 4. Now go right in to each one of these double crochets and apply 1 single crochet each. And this would be considered the next corner. So the next corner has 4 single crochets. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. You understand? So now what we have to do is that we have to continue to go along the top of this, okay? And what we have to think about is these spaces that you have open here in the middle section. So you're going to apply 1 single crochet into each one of these 3 that you see. So 1, 2 and 3. I don't know if you have to count it, but I am for you. And in this space you're only gonna apply 2 single crochets. So 1 and 2, then 1 into each one of these, okay, and then here only 2 single crochets. So there's only 4 into these spaces when it's on a corner. So then you have these 3 that will that each have a single crochet before you get to the corner. And then here's your corner, 4 single crochets. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, and just let it naturally turn in your hands. So 1 into each one of these 3 on the edge. This is another corner, so 4 single crochets. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And let's go along this one. So there's 1 into each one of these 3. Two into this one right here. 2 single crochets right into the space. 1 into each one of the middle 3 here. 2 into this next space, and then 1 into each one of these final 3, and then this rotation is done. Once you get all the way around, just slip stitch it to the top of the first standing single crochet that you have and get rid of this color, and this will be how you go around. So now you've now established this here. Now it doesn't look so oval yet, but it will, and you just have to give it a bit of time. So let's get rid of this. I'll fasten off my yarn, weave it in, and I'll be right back. So in the intro I talked about how this is on a slant. Why this is happening on a slant is that this next revolution the stitch is not falling in the middle one, it's actually offset by 1. So therefore it's got a tilt. This one is perfect. This one is tilted in the opposite direction. So they have in the instructions that we're starting down here, but if you're off by 1 stitch you'll get a tilt happening. So I'm gonna change you to being starting up here so that we can nail that the first time. And what I found with myself is that mine was tilted, and I went back and I frogged out some of the work because I actually started doing this white and it was really bothering me here, and I frogged it all the way back out, and I realized that there was a difference of how it went in at this particular stage. So let's begin. So what we're going to do right now is that we're going to do a section here, round number 4, and the tilt was happening is because the middle one was actually offset by 1, therefore the center tilted. So what we want you to do, what I want you to do, see this one right here, just follow it straight up and get it, and that's where I want you to do a standing single crochet right there, so that this will always be in the center point. You'll save yourself grief later, and do a standing single crochet. You'll have to weave in the tail later. So now you're going to chain 3, so 1, 2, 3, skip just 1 stitch and just go into the next one after that in single crochet, and you're gonna do that all the way around. Don't worry about the corners at all, but make sure that you don't classify the slip stitch when you joined it as a stitch. So make sure you do that. You should have a total when you get all the way around of 24 chain 3 loops. That's so important. So 1, 2, 3, skip just 1 stitch and single crochet in the next. And so you're just gonna do that all the way around, and I'll see you back here in just a moment. So I'm coming to here, so I gotta make sure that I don't classify that slip stitch as a stitch. So this here is a slip stitch. So that's not considered one when I skip. So the next stitch that I will run into is right here, so I won't want to go here. Just be careful of that, okay? So just chain 3, and your goal is just to have 24 stitches. Now if you're right, when you come around, your middle stitch on this side should also be in the middle if your stitch counts are right as well. So that will keep you balanced. So do this all the way around, round number 4. Just to prove to you that I'm not doing camera tricks, I was right about skipping that slip stitch, though it looked like a stitch, because I landed on the middle one on the opposite side. So that means that this will stay in balance and equal when I'm doing this at the end. So please continue all the way around for round number 4. So I'm coming all the way around, got my last single crochet in there, and before I join it I got a chain 3. And before you fasten off, I want you to verify that you actually have 24 chain 3 loops. So there should be 24 spaces. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So that means that it's good. So we're gonna fasten this off, weave in your tails, and I'll be right back in a moment and we'll start a new color. So I'm about to start the next row, number 5. So create a slip knot on your hook, and again I'm gonna change where you're gonna start. I want you to start on this side here. See the center? Start right here. And you're going to start with the standing single crochet. And you're gonna do exactly what I just showed you. So you're gonna chain 3, and then this time you're going to just come into the space itself. And chain 3, and then into the space. You're gonna do this all the way around. So how I knew that I was offset the first time is that, see this empty space? It's right directly in the center, and if this is off by 1, what happens is that this center piece is off, and therefore all the ovals will be then, or the circles in the next revolution will be off as well. So continue to do this all the way around for round number 5. I'll be back in a moment. So coming up all the way around, make sure you chain 3 before you join it to the first standing single crochet, and then weave in your ends, and then we're gonna really go for a ride on the petal row next. So this is what it looks like. So let's get rid of this color and let's start the next one. The next one is round number 6. Okay, so now we're ready for the petal round. The petal round is very similar to this. It's not quite the same, but it's very similar to what you did right here. And what I want you to do is that I want you to follow the center line up. So you follow the center, and it should be the center gap is where you're gonna start. Okay, so it's good, right, so far. Create the starting point. And we're going to chain a total of 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Each one of what I'm about to show you can be a different color, and there's a total of 12 petals that go around. So go right into the center hole right here and take the tail end through to be consistent, right? So if you did the other way, then just be consistent about it, and then attach. And when you attach, so you have to apply 6 single crochets around that loop. So make sure that when you go to do this is that you keep it consistent. So do you see how this is kind of looped out of this way, and then it sinks down? So if I go like this way, it'll be backwards. So I gotta make sure that I want to stay consistent with the turn of the loop. So I'm gonna chain 1 because I was doing that, and apply 6 single crochets into that loop. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and if you just keep rotating it in there to get more access. So I did 4 so far, 5, and 6, and then attach it to the first one. If you're not sure, count it back. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is right there, and I'm going to attach. If you went over top of this straggler, like I hoped you did, because I didn't say anything, because hopefully you know by now, is that you can get rid of that, so then you don't have to sew that one in later. Now that I attached it, I want to make sure that it's coming out the same way. So do you see how it's coming out at this side and then sinking in? And if I compare it to something else, it's coming out this side and sinking in. So when you begin, you're going to chain 2, and you're gonna come to the space. Make sure that you're looking at the right side of the project, the good side facing up, and I chain 2, and the third one is a slip stitch around the space just before this. So slip stitch, and that would be classified as the third chain if it was a double crochet. In the same one that you're coming out of there, just apply 2 more double crochet. So 1 and 2. And what's different about how you did the blue one here is that when you go to do the next set, you only chain 2, and then coming into the next one and apply 3 more double crochet. 1, 2, and 3. Then you're going to chain 2, and then in the next one, the next stitch, 2 more double crochets to start, and it was like how you finish the center blue. So you'll start with your double crochet for the third one, and then before you pull through the final 2, come to the next empty space and pull through and through, and therefore that's linked just like you see. So it's attached to this space, and it's linked through here. So then you want to get rid of this, and then I'll show you the next one, and then after I show you the next one, you can just do the rest on your own. So just get rid of your tail ends, and I'll be right back in a moment. So we're now going to add to the next one. Here's the mistake that I did, is that I went over and I saw this one, and then I went here, and then I redid this. The next one is actually right here in this empty one. So when you start the next circle, you're going to start here and it's going to link, and you're going to attach it to the connection point here so that it looks like it's seamless. So even if you're using different colors, do the same thing. So now you're going to start a new yarn here and you're going to chain 4 and then sink that into this space right here. So just keep moving around and you'll do the same thing all the way around. Okay, and so you'll attach it to create that loop, and then whatever you decided to do. So I'll chain 1 and I put 6 single crochets there, in there. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and I can just move it around in, and I can attach it to the 6th one. If you're not sure, just count it back. Make sure that when you turn it back though, you are looking at the right side of the project, the good side facing up, and you're going to start, and I would get rid of the tail so it's out of your way. If you went right over top of it, you're good to go. Cut it, and now you're going to chain 2, and this time, because this is already in, I want you to go around the connection point of that to slip stitch it, and that'll be considered the 3rd if it was a chain 3. So it's now technically connected to that first one. And so right where this is coming out of, apply 2 more double crochets. So we have 1 and 2. Then you're going to chain 2, and then in the next one 3 double crochet. Once I understood this, I was able to move on this round pretty quickly. Then chain 2, and then the 3rd one here is gonna, you'll start in with your 2 double crochets first, and then the 3rd one you're going to attach. So start with your double crochet, and before you pull through the final 2, come to the next empty space, go around it and through, and now you got 2 in there, and they're linked in the same direction as well. So I want you to get rid of this, and now I'm gonna ask you to continue to do this all the way around, and you will have a whole layer of petals in an oval format. And remember, the next petal will go in right here, and you'll join it and link it to here, and etc. And I'll see you on the very last petal in a few seconds from now, but I got some homework to do before I get there. So I'm going to show you something that is going to be relatively important, especially if you're changing colors for each one of these petals that went all the way around. The last petal has to go in strategically so that it looks like it's in sync. And when I've been attaching it, I've been attaching it around the post that you saw. So what's gonna happen is that if I'm going to do that here. So let me just show you what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna chain 2. I'm going to attach it like I have been to keep it consistent. Okay, and then I'm gonna go and put my 2 in. Okay, and then chain 2. Next one is 3 double crochet, and it's the last part that I need to worry about to keep the look consistent, because if I don't do it right, this petal will always look like it doesn't belong. So 2 chains, and then you start with your 2 double crochet. Okay, so now I'm gonna put my 3rd one in, and here's what's gonna happen. So I need to attach it. So if I go right here and attach it like I should, then this petal is going to look in the front here and here. So what I want to do is that I want to turn it around and attach it to the back side of it, and that will keep this side of the petal. Let me just attach it. So I'm just going in and pulling it through and through. And what that does is that keeps this in front like it has been all along. So if I decided to attach it here, it would be on the front on both of these petals, and this one would be outstanding. So then that's where I'm gonna finish off. Okay, so hopefully that helps you for advice. Maybe if it's the same color it won't matter so much, but it would bother me, and so that's why I'm sharing it with you. So I'll be back in a second. So let's start the next round. It's relatively easy, and we're going to begin, and we're gonna start in any chain 2 space of any one of the petals, and we're going to start with a standing single crochet. So in these chain 2 petals that you have, there will always be 2 single crochets in it. So let's just do the first standing. So it's got 1 and then put another single crochet in there, so it's 2 standing. The middle 3 will always have 1 single crochet each. So we have 1, 2 and 3. The next chain 2 will have 2 single crochets in it. And here's where it gets fun. You have a total of 3 going down and then 3 coming up. So the first 2 going down is gonna be 1 single crochet in each, and the third one, which is here, and the first one, which is here, is going to be a single crochet 2 together. So just going into the first one that is down here, pull through, come to the first one that goes up, pull through and pull through all 3 loops, and that's a single crochet together decrease. So then that leaves you 2 double crochets to go up this petal first. You got your space, so there's gonna be 2 single crochets in the space, 1 single crochet in each of the tops, you have a space, so it's 2 single crochets, and then you're coming down. So you do the first 2 single crochet, and then the third one and the first one single crochet 2 together, and then the other 2 that are going back up, 1 single crochet in each, and etc. And then you do that all the way around, and that's gonna trace those petals perfectly with what you're doing. So let's continue that. That is the round number 7. So I'm coming all the way around, nice and easy. I almost want to say that the hard stuff of this is done, but I haven't looked at the border yet, so don't get too excited. Okay, so I'm gonna just finish it, and I have 2 coming up on this side, and then I'm going to join it to the first standing single crochet, and that'll be it for this color. So let's fasten that off. I've been really good about it, and we're gonna move on to the next round in a moment. Let's start the 8th round. So hopefully you're still with me. So it can be any petal, it really doesn't matter at this point. We're not squaring off yet, so we're not doing our rectangle. So what I want you to look at is that I want you to look at the 2 single crochets that are in a space, and it's gonna be the one closest to the center of the 2, and that's where you're going to start. And you're gonna start with a standing single crochet. So that would be classified as number 1. And I need you now to single crochet the next 4, which will take you to the first stitch of the next 2 single crochets into the same chain 2 space. So we have 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now we're going to chain 2, and we're going to skip the next 2 stitches here, and you're gonna go to the third one down, and we are going to apply a 2 together double crochet. So we're just gonna wrap the hook and third one down, and you're gonna pull through and pull through 2 and hold. Now it's easier to look at it from this point. So this one here that's closest to the center, the single crochet that's in this chain 2, that's the one we're gonna start with. So I want you to skip the next 2 after that. So 1 and 2, and it's this one right here, and that's going to be the other half of the double crochet together, and then pull through, and then chain 2 to advance. So skipping those 2 and come into this one, it's the 1 in the single crochet that's in the chain 2 space. So you'll do that one plus the next 4. So it's a total of 5 on top of these petals. Okay, chain 2, skip the next 2 single crochets and start your 2 together double crochet. And if you're not sure, that's the one you're gonna go into when you get there. So you're skipping these 2, and it's the third one down. So you just have to technically skip 1 stitch that's at the base. And then chain 2 and come into the 1 single crochet that's closest to the center, and etc. And I need you to do this all the way around. This is round number 8. So when you come all the way back around, you've got to do that 2 together, and then you're just gonna jump immediately to the first one here to attach with the slip stitch to the first standing single crochet. Okay, good. So let me just weave in the ends, and we're gonna be back in a second, and we're going to be doing our corner super petals. Sounds fabulous, doesn't it? So now we have to apply the super petals, and the super petals are going to be, and you really got to look at the pattern for this. So let's take a quick look at this. So do you see where that it is here? So you got 2 that come down. Okay, these are the 2 right here, and so then the super petal would then be on this one right here. Yep. So it'd be this one and this one. So 2 in the middle, and then these are the super corner petals right here. So then it'd be completely the opposite for the ones below. So let's start off here, and let's show you how to do the super petals. So these are all done individually, so you could do them all different colors if you wish as well. So let's do a super petal. So these are done slightly different than what you're used to as far as looping. So we're gonna chain our 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. In the one that we identified, which is right here, what I want to do is that I want to take this down through the one side here, but I'm not done, and I want to bring it back up the other side of that. So it traps both of these double crochets together, and therefore it'll look like that. And you're going to go around and attach just like that. So I bet you know what you're doing next, right? So you're going to then chain 1, or if you decided to do the chain 1s, and put 6 single crochets in there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and keep rotating it around if you're running out of space. 5 and 6, and then join it to the 6th one back. 3, 4, 5, 6 right there. So we're going to join, and hopefully you went over top of the straggler when you did it, so you can get rid of that tail. And then we're going to begin the next part of that petal, and it's slightly different than what you know before. So let's reposition this. So now we're going to chain 3 this time. So we've been chaining 2 and then attaching. We're chaining 3 because we're gonna do trebles. So we're gonna chain 3. So 1, 2, 3, and I need you to come to the 5th one back here. Okay, and you were going to attach to the 5th one. So that's the anchor. Then in the same one you're coming out of, I need you to apply 2 trebles into there. So we have 1 and 2. Now you're going to chain 2, and in the very next stitch there's going to be 3 trebles. And that, oops, let me get that last one in, and then you're going to chain 2 again, and then advance to the next stitch, and you're going to apply 2 trebles first. It's into the same stitch, and then the 3rd one is going to join to the next one. So don't finish it when the final 2 loops. Come all the way to the 5th one over here, and you're just going to attach around there, and then yarn over, pull through, and then your super petal corner is in like that. So you can do that. So I want you to do all 4 petals. So once you nail the first one and you think you know where it is, so then the next one, just kind of look at where it's going to be. It's going to be right here, and then completely the opposite down, and then you can follow that down too. So please do all 4 petals individually, and I'll be back in a moment. Okay, so my 4 super corners are in, and so it's just one more revolution. We got to watch how we do this particular one as we go around. We are going to be using back loops in order to keep it looking fabulous, and let's start our final round, number 10. So let's begin our final revolution. When we're on this section right here, okay, just these, we're working the back loops, but on the super corners we're just working in the regular stitches. I want you to come to the chain 2 space that is prior to the corner. So this is the very corner here. So I want you to come into this chain 2 space. Okay, and we are going to join with a standing single crochet to that space and apply another single crochet to that space. So there's 2 single crochets in that space. You're going to apply 1 single crochet in the next stitch, and in the next one is the very corner. And in this space, in this stitch here, sorry, there's going to be 3 single crochets to do the turn. So 1, 2, and 3. Now we just continue along. So single crochet the next stitch, 2 single crochets into this chain 2 space. And then we're going to continue with these 3 here, 1 single crochet in each. Now when you jump to this section here, there is a total of 15 stitches altogether, and you're going to start with this chain 2 space right here, and you're going to apply 2 single crochets. And when you do that, you're going to go right into the stitch work itself, into the back loop only. So this would be considered 1 of 15. The next is part of the space as well, because it's a chain 2 space, so there's 2 chains there. So that's 2. This is a double crochet 2 together, so this is 3. This is 4 and 5. So 5 stitches span over that section. We then have these 5 in a row, and those are each going to be 1 single crochet in the back loop only. I think it's critical that you keep count on that just to make sure. So then you have this section here, so you got the 2 first chains, so just go into the first 2, back loop only, then in the single double crochet 2 together, and then the next 2 chains before jumping back to the next super corner. So when you get to the super corner, these 3 in a row, regular stitch work now. So just go into the regular stitches, and then you'll run into a chain 2. So there's gonna be 2 single crochets there, and then you're almost to the corner. So 1 single crochet in the next, and the next one is the corner itself. So it's 3 single crochets. So 1, 2, and 3. Okay. And now what you have to do then is that you have to just continue with the other side to be similar to this, right? So you're gonna come down the other side, and just like you had been before, you're gonna have your 15 that goes across, and then you'll do your super corner, and then etc. So you can go all the way around in that motion, and that's what you're gonna do, and I'll be back in a moment. So I'm coming all the way back around, and this is the end of the journey for each one of these motifs. Okay, so I'm gonna slip stitch, and then we're gonna talk about how many you need to do, and I'm gonna have you sew your motifs together, and what did it say? Assembly with the wrong side and side. So you can actually join with a single crochet. You can either sew them together or you can join them with the single crochet join. We do have tutorials available on that if you wish, and we're gonna talk about that in a second. So I'm just gonna get rid of this last tail. So now that we're ready to go, so you want to do it a 6 by 6, so it'll be 6 squares across by 6 high. So there's a total of 36 of these squares. You were going to notice really carefully is that there's 2 different colors of motifs. So we have a total of motif A of this is the color breakdown, and motif B. Okay, so now that I tell you that right. So what we have here is that's what it is. So if you look really carefully, you can see that the petal round here is green, but it's blue here. So that's just something that you can decide what's right for you. When you go to attach it, they're saying to single crochet on the back or on the inside loop. So what this means, when you're going to single crochet these together, when you get the next one, actually I got the other one here, what you have is that you want to use the inside loop. So you're just gonna match the corners to each other and just a single crochet yourself all the way across. So just using the inside loop. So just this is an inside loop here because it's closest to this one, and you get the matching one. So match the corners together, and you were just gonna single crochet. So I would get all of the motifs done. I would actually block them as well. You see how this one's kind of more roughly. I didn't use the right size hook, but you see this one's more flat. And so I would dampen these down and then just lay them flat and let them dry. It's called blocking or damp blocking. That's what I would do. And then you're going to single crochet these together. So this is an advanced level, an expert level, so chances are you know how to do that already. And we also have joining on the back loop only with single crochets if you wish as well. So we have tutorials available now. So what I'm going to do is that I'm gonna move ahead in this tutorial now to the border. The border looks really complex. I haven't done it yet, so I'm gonna be looking at that next. So let's assume that I've done this and we're putting things together. I told you that it was a single crochet that is on the inside loops in order to join. So as we do the first part of the border, what you're going to notice is that we're going to start and we're just going to single crochet along. At the join points it's just one single crochet right into the join where they're coming together, and then you just keep on single crocheting all together all the way across. So you do that every time there's a join, and at the corners then it will be single crochet, chain 2, single crochet, and then you'll continue, and of course you'll have more squares or rectangles going down in that direction, and you'll go all the way around with that. So we're gonna get this started with that. I'm just going to use this particular example here to demonstrate the border. We have a super corner on the border itself. We have some fun stuff going on, so I'm gonna show you some tips, but I'm just gonna use this one example here just to show you how. So I want to get onto the very corner, and this will jump to the next one and etc. So you're just gonna go onto the very corner of your afghan and you're gonna start there. So you're just gonna join with a single crochet, standing single crochet, and then chain 2, and then back into the same one for a single crochet. So this round, after everything has been put together and joined, you're just going to circle your entire afghan here with just these single crochets, and we're at the join point as I mentioned. Just make sure that you put one single crochet in there. If you have to make it or fake it later on in this tutorial just because you may have a wrong count, it's easy to do that. It's not a big deal, and you've come so far anyway, so I'm sure you'll do that anyway. So just go all the way around your entire afghan with these single crochets with a single crochet, chain 2, single crochet in the corner, and I'll be right back in a moment. So I'm coming all the way back around, just single crocheting, pretend I've gone around the whole thing. I'm just doing a square here, and I'm just going to attach then to the first standing single crochet. So I want to get rid of this yarn. I want to weave in the tails, and we're going to do the second round of the main border. In round number 2 we're going to be doing trebles. The corners are going to be unique, and I will cover the corner once I get to the first one here. But what I want to do is on the corner here I want to start with the one that's directly after chain 2, and we're gonna go in there and we're going to start with the chain 4, and that'll be your first treble. So chain 4 is a treble. So one, so the attaching is 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so pull tight. So each one of these stitches all the way across your blanket will be a treble, and I will show you how to do the corner because the corner is unique. We don't do these type of corners very often, so I'll show you there when we get there. So put me on pause and get yourself to the first corner, and I'll show you what to do. When I get to a chain 2 space that's in a corner, we're going to do the following. You'll start off with the treble first, and then you're going to chain 2. You'll do another treble inside the corner in the chain 2 corner, and then chain 2, and then one more treble inside that chain 2 corner. Okay, so your corners are treble, chain 2, treble, chain 2, treble. Then you're gonna start and go down the next side with starting up with trebles going all the way across to your very next corner on the other side of your blanket. So please do that every time you hit a corner, and I'll be back at the end of this round. This still continues to be round number 2. So when you get all the way around, don't forget your final corner has to be placed in just like I showed you, and it looks pretty good so far. So we're now going to move on to round number 3. Round number 3 is the super petal corner, so we're only gonna focus on the corners to build those out next, and that'll be happening in just a moment. So get rid of this yarn and switch it out to something else and weave in your tails. So now we're gonna move on to round number 3. In round number 3 we're only focused on the corners to make super corners. Okay, so that's gonna be a cool thing, and we're focused on the middle treble in order to make it. So it's exactly what we did down here when we were doing these on these particular motifs. So let's go and take a look, and you can do different colors if you want to. It's your creativity, it's your choice. And you're going to chain a total of 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So when you get the middle one of the trebles, just go in the back, just take it to the back and then back out to the front. And when you join it to the beginning one, it's going to have a loop like this. So the loop should be in front. Now you're gonna chain a total of 1 because I've been doing that, and if you've not decided to do that, just do your 6 single crochets. Just do your 6 single crochets around the ring. So 3, this is 3, 4. When you run out of space, just kind of rotate it around. 5 and 6, and then just join it to the beginning one. I've gotten used to which one it is. And then we're going to start. So now you're gonna chain 3. So 1, 2, 3. This is considered a treble, and you're gonna go to the 4th treble away from the corner. So don't include the corner one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and just slip stitch there to anchor it down. And then the same one that you're coming out of here, just make sure that you put in 2 more trebles. It's exactly what you've done before. So thank goodness for that, right? Okay, then you're going to chain 2 and move to the next available stitch here in the corner and put in 3 trebles. And then chain 2 and next stitch. You're gonna only put in 2 trebles to begin because we're gonna have to anchor that 3rd one down. So start the final treble, which is the 3rd one, and before you pull through the final 2, you're gonna go to the 4th one over here. So just 1, 2, 3, 4. See it? And just anchor it. So these, and then just get rid of the tail, and then that's it. So your super corner would be done, and that's what it's gonna look like. And I need you to do all 4 sides so they have that, and then I'll meet you on round number 4 in a moment. So I'm gonna give you a piece of advice that's not in the pattern. So I'm going to show you to attach it to the front post here. This is the treble that's unused, it's after, and you're just gonna go into the side and you're gonna pull through and through. Consider that 1 of 4. So then this is 2, 3, and 4. So this will be classified as a double crochet front post with a chain 1. You're then going to skip the next treble here and front post double crochet the next one after that. So just wrap and into the front post, pull through 2 and 2, and then chain 1, skip the next one, and then just do front post double. So we're gonna do this all the way to the next corner. If something is wrong, this is the moment that you're going to notice that within your counts, and this is the part that you would have to adjust for, and honestly it's no big deal because you've come this far anyway. So please do this all the way to the first corner, and I'll show you what to do in the corner. So I'm coming all the way to the first corner, and so I'm going to end up on the last one before the anchor. If, for example, you have to skip one and there's not one left, I would just anchor. I would just do the front post into the one that's anchored and just be done with it, just to get that off your mind, and it probably will not be noticeable unless you point it out to somebody. So let's begin to turn going over the super corner, and we'll do that next. So after you get the last front post double here, you're going to chain 1 first, and you're gonna come to the 3rd treble on the super corner, and you're going to slip stitch that one. So just slip, and then in this chain 2 space put in 2 single crochets. In the next treble 1 single crochet, and then you're at the very corner. It's the middle one of the grouping of the super corner, and that one will have 3 single crochets in it. And now you're gonna turn. Sorry about the sound. So now you're at the start, and you'll single crochet the next treble, the chain 2 space, there will be 2 single crochets in it, and then you're going to slip stitch to the first treble here. And before you begin this side, chain 1 and immediately just come into the one after the one that's anchored right here, and you're gonna start with your front post double crochets again, chain 1, skip 1, and 1 double crochet, or front post double crochet in the next. So that's how I want you to handle your corners, and you can see it will square it off nicely, and I'll be right back in a moment. So I'm coming all the way around, and make sure that I chain one after I do my slip stitch to this one, and I'm going to then slip stitch it to the third chain here. And we're gonna get rid of this color weave in our ends. I love how this square just looks on its own. I would consider actually a blanket just making these squares more massive than what the original was, just to have this texture. We're gonna begin the final round of your blanket, and that'll be coming up next. So get rid of this color and let's have a gay old time, I guess, to enjoy the final round. So let's begin the fifth and final round. I want you to find any one of the front post double crochets, and it could be the chain, it's the third chain if you're working with the chain 4 that you started with. So this here happens to be just a front post double crochet because it's a different corner that I'm starting with, and I do that on purpose. I want to start with a standing single crochet there. And now what we want to do is that we want to place in a front post double crochet around the one that was skipped earlier down here. Once you do that one, the next front post double crochet here, you're going to make that a single crochet. So you're essentially coming down and creating peekaboo options by doing this. So the next front post double crochet is around the one you skipped, and then the next single crochet is around the next front post double crochet. So you can decide what you would like to do with colors. You can see it right off the bat if you like it or not. You can change anything that you wish, and I will see you at the first corner to show you how to turn the corner. And I'm not loving this particular color that I'm applying right now, so I might rethink my options. And I know this is a sample, but you have to enjoy what you enjoy. Screw it, I'll leave it. I'm so decisive. So I'll continue and I'll show you what to do on the first corner. Okay, so I'm on the top of the last front post double here, and what I need to do is that I need to jump to the slip stitch. So ignore this chain 1 space, and I want to place in 2 single crochets in there. So 1 and 2, and that'll make up the one that you're skipping for space reasons. Now you're going to single crochet yourself until you get to the middle one of the grouping of 3 in the corner, which is right here, and then you'll apply 3 single crochets there to turn, and then you keep on just going down the other side. So let me just show you how to get started again. So you 1 single crochet in each. You're looking for that slip stitch because that one has to have 2, because it has to cover over top of that chain 1 space right here. So here it is here. So place in 2 single crochets there, and then start with the front post double crochet here, make it a single crochet, and now you'll start again with the front post double crochets going down, and then anchor it back up with a single crochet the next, and etc. So please do this all the way around. This is the 5th and final round, and I'll be back in a moment. So I'm coming around, and you would be coming around your entire blanket. Myself, it's just a sampler, and I actually really love this pattern. Like, I really think the attention to the detail lived up to its expectation right to the end. So I'm now just going to join it to the beginning. Standing single crochet. So what I would do if it were me is that I would damp block this. So just damp it with maybe a spray of water, and just lay it flat to dry. So just kind of shape it and have it. If you are gonna steam it, make sure it's very light because yarn is impacted by steam. So make sure you do that. And this has been a really cool idea, and I was so excited to be able to learn some new stuff. This will give me tips for the future on what I want to do for stitch alongs and stuff. So this has been a great day. This is an advanced level project. It's not for everybody, I know, and hopefully you learned a little bit of something today, and you can let me know in the comments how you felt about today's video in the end. And I'll talk to you again, and we'll see you another time. Bye bye now.